Now, before going on, I wanted to go back to this last line. I didn't handle this real well, and I just want to point something out that in Greek, they don't have to use these personal pronouns. You know, they don't have to say you, I, we, because it's built into the form of the verb. And I think here, when they do, instead of just saying but you, I would say, like in English, we could capture this like, but as for you, comma, love those who hate you. I think that is a better, this is the apostles here, the teaching is contrasting you, followers of Christ, with, the Gentiles, like what normal people might do. So I apologize for that. I started thinking about it, and I thought I just wanted to double back and mention that. So here, going on, ἀπέχου των σαρκικῶν kai σωματικῶν ἐπιθυμιῶν. This is now switching from you all to just you. Keep away from desires. That's the main part of this. Now, I don't want to talk a lot about, grammar here, but just this is sort of interesting. This is really would be an ablative case that's either been subsumed by the genitive, or it's, you could look at it and say, well, it's kind of ablative. I put that to the side there. That's for people who are possibly interested in that. So keep away from desires, but not only desires. Keep away from fleshly and bodily desires. So let's kind of write that out. And I think if I italicize this is a little better. And we're going to see if I can actually type today. It's not... Keep away from flesh. Is that right? I don't even know if that's right. Fleshly and bodily desires. And we'll give a colon here. Maybe a semicolon. It could just be a comma. It could be a period. And we'll make this red. Now, just to point out something, soma, or somatic. Soma is body, and then this ik is converting it into an adjective. So bodily, and we come across this like in psychosomatic words like that. So this word does end up in English at some point. So keep away from fleshly and bodily desires. And we might ask a question like, why you think that if you just said bodily or fleshly, that they would be, one would contain the other. I leave that as an open question. Sometimes I think in teachings like this, they want to be emphatic. And you might even think about your own body and, the flesh of others. You might think of it that way, that there's two ways to look at bodies. And of course, a bodily desire is more than, I think sometimes this could be obviously about sexual, desires, but any sort of a desire that arises due to the body, and there are many. So anyway, I leave that there for now. Dear listener, I am very interested in how you understand that. Then, we're just going to take this as if, you might even say were, but if someone or one were to give you a slap, a blow, but I think we would say a slap, upon the right jaw or cheek. Now, this is kind of interesting. We're going to come back to this. Literally, this says crown to that person. This aŭτό goes to the tis. Even the other, and this is going back to sιαγόνα, the other, and you will be complete. You will be blameless, maybe. You will be perfect, sometimes you hear. Or maybe you'll just be mature, kind of completed in your spiritual practice. Like if you can do this, then you have you've reached a very high level. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and do this. If one were to give you a slap upon, we might even say, your right cheek. And actually, before we go on, I want to just clarify my position here. This word does mean crown. But this teaching is referring back to, say, Matthew 5:39. And if you look that up, and I don't know if I can show it right now. I guess I could copy and paste it. But and there they by the way, it's ṟάπιζε instead of ράpisμα. But the word there at the end is strepson aŭτό kai tein ἀλλην. Now strepson, and let's see if I can, I think I can get this in here. Strepson means to turn. So turn here, if we take it this way, and I think that's the correct way, turn to that person even the other cheek. Also the other cheek. Now, you might think, hey, why are you inserting this row there? Why are you going for that reading? You kind of have to imagine, back in the day, people had to copy all of this out by hand. There were professional scribes, but it seems like it would be very easy to leave out a row like that. And people who knew this might have read right past it. You know, I mean, it's easy to read past certain kinds of mistakes like that. So I really think that this is the intention was strepson. So let's see if I can even get it like that. And so I'll leave that for you, dear listener. I really think that that's what is being mentioned, or that's what's being referenced. Now the other word, stepson, the base form is actually Steph, and that gives us a word like Stephen, and it also really means like a garland, like a crown of flowers, I think. You can let me know about that as well, dear listener. So if one were to give you a slap upon your right cheek, now we need to go back to, if I can get it here. Turn to him, or to that one. Turn to that one. I know it's a little clunky, but turn to that one, even the other. And we're going to be more explicit here, the other cheek. That's not in the Greek here, but the other. Turn to him, even the other cheek. And you will be complete. Perfect really just, people say perfect, but it's the same thing there. And again, we could fill this out and say mature or complete. Let's do it like this. In your spiritual practice, or in your practice, mature, maybe blameless. I think that's the Liddell Scott gives that as a possible meaning. So this is sort of beautiful, and you can see again, by comparison, what kind of garbage is often peddled as Christianity and this is, I think this is a good metric here. How do you know if something's garbage? Well, let's see if it conforms with this sort of teaching here, going right back to Jesus himself, actually.